Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is. East Coast afternoon, I guess now, is welcome. It is Friday. This is Banner and Backbone. I am Nick Perro, and we are bringing you the Anti-Fascist Book Club for today. I think somebody has their microphone open. I'm hearing a repeat. It's so weird. What is going on? I think I can hear myself. That's weird. Welcome, everyone. It's the Anti Fascist Book Club. I'm Nick Perro. This is Banner and Backbone. Today's episode 8. Be aware of paramilitaries. And what was the other word? Shit. Being aware of paramilitaries and reflective while you're armed. So, welcome, everyone. Today, we're joined by Chris Goldsmith, Melissa Corrigan, Dr. Stephanie Wilson, and soon to be by Tara Devlin when she jumps on after her meeting. How is everyone today?
Fantastic.
I voted. I'm feeling good.
Thank you for doing your
for
civic
you.
duty.
Yes.
Not only that, I pulled my minivan up to the house and pulled out everybody that was 18 plus from my house, which is a lot. And I made the whole gang go.
Excellent.
Excellent. That's cool. Good. Everybody should be voting all the time. Okay, so we're reading On Tyranny. We're going to jump into this conversation a little bit. Actually, first, Chris, do you mind reminding everybody in the audience, one, who you are real quick, and what the Anti-Fascist Book Club is and isn't before we jump
Absolutely.
right in?
Yeah, so for folks who don't know me, my name is Chris Goldsmith. I'm the founder of Task Force Butler Institute and Veterans Fighting Fascism. And the big project of Veterans Fighting Fascism is to encourage people to start their own anti-fascist book clubs, not just digital, but in person. The point of the Anti-Fascist Book Club is really twofold. One is to help people learn about the history of fascism, authoritarianism, and all of the systems of government and ways of governing like that, and to learn about resistance. It is not just to depress you, it is to build your confidence. The second part is to build community. You can do that digitally, but it's very important to do it in person, because fascism doesn't come just from the White House or Congress. It grows in your backyard. And that is where you, as an individual American, as a voter, that is where you can make the greatest difference.
Thank you. Great introduction. So, Melissa, right before we jumped on, you were talking about a website. And so this is going to fit right in with the two chapters we're talking about from Timothy Snyder's On Tyranny. So if anyone in the audience is also following along, we do encourage questions. We do encourage the community to join in on the conversation and be part of it. So feel free to ask away. We always are in the chat. As usual, we've got them pulled up. But today's chapters are chapters 6 and 7, which are be wary of paramilitaries and be reflective if you must be armed. Those are the chapter titles for anyone who's following along. I wanted to bring these ones up today because when the men with guns who have always claimed to be against the system start wearing uniforms and marching with torches and pictures of a leader, the end is nigh. When the pro-leader paramilitary and the official police and military intermingle, the end has come. That's the opening quote from On Tyranny for be aware of paramilitaries. I'm going to show you a website, everyone, that's going to scare the shit out of you. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I'm going to ruin everybody's Friday. You wanted a fucked up Friday? Well,
The fact that he launched this on Halloween, I mean, it's spooky.
and they're primed right now they've got 2 naval vessels the USS Gravely and
Iwo Jima.
USS Iwo Jima in range of Venezuela, and there are multiple news outlets that are saying that we're going to strike Venezuelan soil today. Like, that's fucked up. I'm going to show this picture because everybody needs to see how fucked up our government is. This is a website promoted by our government. Melissa, can you talk about this? Because you're the one who shared this, and holy shit.
Yeah, I just got wind of this morning. Someone sent me the link and said, check this out. So you see right off the top, they are branding this as President Trump's task force. So what they're doing is assembling federal agencies, an assortment of federal agencies from ICE, Border Patrol, ATF, literally all federal agencies. You can volunteer if you already work for those forces, or you can apply to join one of those forces and then be placed on the Washington, D.C. task force. And so as you scroll down the page, and I just literally got this link this morning, so I haven't been able to fully read throughout. But what I did notice as you scroll down, it gets really creepy down here, where the three communities that they're targeting this towards are experienced law enforcement, military and veterans, and civilians. So they're fully opening this up to civilians who do not have any prior training in law enforcement or military. They are, and look at the tone of the website. Like,
It looks like a fucking
really
video game.
curious about it. Does it looks like a Call of Duty? This is highly unusual, highly alarming. This is outright branding that you can join Trump's private army. That they're just saying everything out loud at this point. And so if you go further down and you actually click through to some of the job listings, it takes you to USA.gov, which is the platform for finding federal employment. And as I was looking through some of the different positions posted, first of all, I really want to encourage, if anyone in our audience is with a community watch service or a Hispanic alliance, please, please, please get on USA.gov and start looking at these job listings, because they're telling you out loud what markets they're focusing on. So if you scroll down through the job listings, there are some that have particular regions denoted, and it's telling you we are striking hard in these particular communities. Uvalde comes off the top of my head as one that's listed as a high interest market for them, and there are bonuses for this. And then you see these air interdiction agent, marine interdiction agent. This is
Look at the starting salaries. These people are starting as GS-11s.
Right.
That's
And
starting salary. You get most private jobs, or most jobs that are in the Fed sector, you start at like a GS-4 or GS-5. These
right.
people are getting GS-11. That's nearly the highest salary range right off the fucking bat. They're literally saying you're getting paid for fascism. That's it. That's what they're building, a paramilitary.
Right. And I'm trying to
and
find
it's not
exactly
the US.
Where
This is fucked up.
Let's see. Right. And what it literally said somewhere on this page, have you been laid off of your federal employment? Come work for us. So, man.
Jesus. So they're firing these people and then saying, hey, we'll rehire you as a racist bigot.
And remember, I told you guys about 3 weeks ago that they are mainlining military that's separating in the last 180 days through that skills bridge program. They are allowing them to go work for DHS and ICE while still active duty, which how that is not a violation of posse comitatus is totally beyond me. They're still being paid by the military. They're still employees of the DOD, and now they are going and working in ICE. to fast track those military guys that are transitioning out. And then you have this. And you have this, he launches this. Do you think it's an accident that he launched this page with all the benefits listed and those high
70K
salaries
bonus.
the day the fucking food stamps are going to cut off?
Wow.
Yeah. A 70K bonus. Good morning, Tara Devlin.
Good
How are
morning.
you?
Thank you for allowing me to join late and become. I mean,
Welcome
it's
to
outrageous.
the horror show, Tara.
Yeah, welcome
The
to the
Nash-
nightmare. I
The
can't take.
National Park Service.
Right.
Wow. $70,000 recruitment. That's more than a lot of families make, of course, in a year. And there's a lot of desperate people out there. And this is what's so disgusting, that they're creating more desperate people to turn against
Mhm.
each other.
So
Right.
I think that it's important to note that that during unpopular wars like the Iraq War or the war in Afghanistan, when they want to engage in surges, they have to give out really generous bonuses. Like when I joined the Army in 2000, when I signed my contract in 2003, before everyone realized that Iraq would become the forever war, I got a $6,000 bonus, and that was like unheard of. Within a year, people who were signing up for 3-year contracts were getting like $40,000 and $50,000 contracts because they knew that nobody wanted to fucking do it. So,
Wow.
all of these bonuses that we're seeing is a sign that the United States generally does not think that this is popular, and they are having to pay a lot of money to incentivize joining, Trump's task force.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And unfortunately, desperate times make people do desperate things because they want to keep their families alive and safe too.
And so what I find notable about this page is that it intentionally blurs the line between the various departments. It has all the departments listed as a scrolling thing here. So you're blurring the line, and what's happening out in the field, so to speak, since America is now the fucking combat field. What's happening out in the field is when law-abiding citizens, American citizens, pull out their phone and record, which is constitutionally protected, you start having Border Patrol agents tackling these American citizens, detaining them, taking their phones away, and telling them they don't have the right to record. And because there are different policies and different constitutional protections for each of those agencies, because some of those agencies in certain places do not have to follow the exact same procedure as regular law enforcement, as police officers, as National Guard. When you get into the intricacies, and the American citizen, the average American citizen, does not know the differences in what those constitutional boundaries are, you start having a more and more scared populace that, oh, I thought recording them was legal, and now I'm being detained by a border patrol agent who's telling me that I can't record him. So maybe I can record cops and I can record ICE, but I can't. So all of this is destabilizing and injecting fear in the populace. So we don't know who to trust. We don't know which agency is doing what. You see this in Chicago and LA and Portland, where if they're even wearing an insignia of the department that they're in, which they're starting to, not even necessarily do that. People don't know exactly what their rights are. I think that's going to be important for us to go forward, is really to dig in to what are our rights, what are the restrictions of these various agencies, so people are very, very informed and empowered on the ground. This is scary as shit.
Yes, definitely. And the fact that they're, of course, all the ICE agents are wearing these masks too, of course, is supposed to engender fear in everyone. But I think that people should start shaming them, and just, these are just small acts of resistance when we see them. shame on you. Just shame, 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 shame for wearing these masks. Like, we don't wear masks in America. This is outrageous, and shame on you. Really, I watched the video the other day of a New York City police officer off duty being harassed by. He was just at some. I
Oh,
don't. I
yeah.
don't know if you saw it. Right, he was at a some downtown. I don't remember where he was exactly, but he was trying to file some paperwork at a courthouse,
Yeah.
and there were all these thugs just completely masked up, standing in his way, preventing him from doing his business. And then and he was going back at them, and they're just a bunch of thugs basically. But I was really
Right.
sitting there rooting for him, hoping he would start shaming them to their faces. It's then this is why they, we have to film everything now. It's just getting to the point where you have to walk around with a freaking body camera on, or
Right.
it doesn't happen. People have to get outraged by this. This is what's going on right here, where I am in New York City, right downtown. You think that, it's a very liberal and open city, but the abuse is right out in the open too. So, yeah.
Well, one of the things in one of your last lives, Nick, was it a sick of the shit? I think it was a sick of the shit when you had everybody. And Zev said,
Oh, the banner and backbone one.
the banner and
on
backbone
Wednesday?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, where one of the things that he mentioned was having like a very large number of people making a small demand that everyone could rally around, and
Mhm.
taking off those masks was one of those.
Mm.
And I actually think that's a really great idea, because you need to build up the muscles of sustained resistance.
Right.
And something small is something, I mean, like, who's going to say, who's going to not want those
Right.
masks off?
Exactly.
Could
Yeah.
a simple thing we do as a community, at least in the first part, is do like a moveon.org petition to have, like, do they respond to those? Are those useful?
No.
Like, what's the best way that we can actively do something as a community to say, through Banner and Backbone, how can we as a company and a community specifically get ICE and DHS and officers like that to have to take their masks off? Chris, you may know.
The state of California has already passed a law. It is unclear to me whether Gavin Newsom is going to like really go to the mat on enforcement, but in the state of California, federal agents cannot conduct business the way that they have been. More states are going to have to do that. Unfortunately, in the District of Columbia, it's Congress who is effectively in control of what is criminal and what is not. So our nation's capital is controlled by the Republican House and Senate. So there's really nothing that can be done there. But in places like New York, Governor Kathy Hochul wants to stand up and say she's fighting Trump, fighting for a law to make it so that federal agents cannot act as secret police with masks on. Would be a worthy fight for her to have. And what can we do as a community? We encourage these governors to start taking action.
Right.
And I think the other thing we could do is start being in touch with the Ezra Levins and the big time organizers, Ben Wickler's, who actually do command a very large group, and they're really good at ground organizing. Those move on petitions, I think the best use of them is getting people's email addresses. I don't think they do anything at all, sadly.
So
Yeah,
and I
that
think
makes sense.
that we shouldn't get used to these masks, and that's why they're wearing them. And if we don't push back, it will become commonplace and just natural to see this. And it's only going to escalate as we get closer to the elections. This is what they're doing. It's not. It's right out in the open. They're going to try to steal the elections. They're trying to they're trying to intimidate people from away from voting, and also they're trying to give the illusion that there's some kind of dirty tricks going on, and that Trump, of course, was the victim of fraud and the election was stolen, and they're still harping on that bullshit. But this judge, I'm sure you saw the quote, he put the injunction saying that he released a statement saying that masks, that ICE goes masked for a single reason: to terrorize the American people into quiescence. To us, masks are associated with cowardly desperados and the despised Ku Klux Klan. In all our history, we've never tolerated an armed, masked secret police. Carrying on in this fashion, ICE brings this administration and everyone in deniable obloquy to this administration and everyone who works for it. So, basically, he's saying that he's the federal judge that said that masks, we don't have secret police who are masked in this country, and that they should take off their masks. And we shouldn't really get used to this. It's really disgusting to see a bunch of guys with giant muscles intimidating women with children at our federal buildings with masks on. These are not good guys. These are the bad guys. The bad guys wear the masks. And when Kristi Noem says, "Well, they're being doxxed, they're being harassed," prove it. Let's see it. They have no proof.
And who, you know what? They're public servants, right?
Exactly.
Which means public. So the idea that they're being doxxed is completely counter to the idea that your police force ought to be accountable to the people.
Right. Like, you should not have it, that the police force needs to be a secret police force. They should be faceless, nameless, whatever. They don't even wear badges. They're like, it's just so unreal to watch what's happening in this country. And the fact that that Trump is now, of course, killing people off the coast, saying, "Oh yeah, they're drug dealers." If you think that they're not going to do that to us, that they can't do that to us, all they have to do is say, "Oh yeah, she was a drug dealer." There's no follow-up either, because this is a completely lawless administration, and the sooner we get the Republicans into history's trash bin, then there might be some accountability, and there has to be. But in the meantime, this administration, what is Johnson's, what is his purpose at this point? It is really to protect the Epstein files. It's to protect pedophiles and to give cover to Trump for whatever he wants to do, which is completely lawless. And I don't know, as they starve people into submission, the way I look at it is that the American people, we don't have a long history of kings. We might be delusional about our system of government, but we don't have the same thing that happened in Germany, where they had a very short republic and a long history of being ruled by an autocracy. So we don't really have that here, and I don't think that the American people are going to stand for it, but I could be wrong. I would never have thought that any American would be part of a secret police force either. That to me is shocking and stunning, and it's shameful to think. How you would think that the American people would be, I would hope for the best in my fellow citizens, that they would, when someone invites them to be part of a coup against the system that many of them, took an oath to defend, that they would decline in the least, but no. So yeah, it's only going to.
All right, friends. I unfortunately have a meeting, so I've got to split. Thank you for having me on today, and I will see you guys next week.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. We'll see you next week.
Chris.
We'll talk to you soon. And so we're having some good times over here too, on some other stuff. Stephanie, can you message? Never mind. we're we're making sure for educational purposes that certain domains remain protected, and usable for real educational purposes to unmask the bullshit that's going on. Um, so uh, yeah, this is they like
Mhm.
literally the first thing that the chapter said about this is going on right now is that they're masking, they're intermingling military, police,
Yep.
and civilian. Um,
and they're
the
and they're making it really attractive too, because so many people have been fired, and MAGA, or Trump, as it
Mhm.
were, is stealing food from the mouths of children.
Yep.
And it could be their children. And so if you want to be able to feed your kids, then sometimes you do things that you don't want to do, but that's how complicity happens.
Mhm.
yeah, that's true.
There's so much that feeds into this because they're also not releasing jobs reports right now or any data like that. So businesses have essentially frozen hiring because they don't know what's going on in the greater market. And so as you have even more constriction on the employment market, it's going to make things like this more attractive to men who just
Right.
want to provide
That's
for their
right.
families.
Mhm.
Right. And
Mhm.
also, uh, they're not saying the word yet, but with unemployment up and inflation up, that is the stagflation that everybody worries about, and that's what brings economies like completely
Yeah.
down.
It's almost as if Trump is doing it on purpose. I mean,
I, I
he's such
imagine
a
he is.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's you have to look at it through that lens. It can't be complete incompetence. He's everywhere everything he's touching, he's turning to shit. He's destroying the American economy. He's destroying our once good name, if we ever had any, around the globe.
Oh,
And
he did.
yeah, no, I mean, we had goodwill around the globe. We had, but I don't. Every time Republicans get into office, they diminish that well pretty quickly. That's for sure. And this time, I don't think we could get it back anytime soon. So, and all he's doing is making the rich richer and the working class the more malleable working poor. So, you got to wonder, all the things that he's doing, bailing out Argentina, letting these American farmers go bankrupt. Some of them, I'm reading stories about them committing, unaliving themselves and what. I mean, this is just outrageous. And while building a ballroom, I mean, who could? And it's like, all of those optics, they're not even trying to woo the people anymore, which is really concerning. And it says to me that they don't plan on leaving. They don't plan on giving up power. They're consolidating power, and they're going to make sure that they have their secret police force, which is funded, that has a larger budget than the Marines has, and other
Yeah.
militaries around the world. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah, we
I
are
will
in deep
say,
shit.
as I'm searching desperately for a sign of silver lining somewhere here, I will say that all of this has a lot of feeling of fear coming off of it from him. I
Yeah,
told you guys that DC is rallying and organizing beginning November 5th a sit-in around the Capitol building and the White House. And DC residents who are planning this are some longtime grassroots organizers and very serious people and very serious
right.
groups of people. And I have no doubt that shit is going to get, everything's going to
Yeah.
ratchet up the level in DC starting Wednesday. And I think him launching this at this particular time is, again, not
Hmm.
not by accident.
No.
And I think his frenetic energy around getting this bunker built. Can we just stop
Oh
calling it a
God.
ballroom? We all know what it is.
We can
Uh,
call it a throne room, though.
Mhm.
right, right. So
The little penis palace.
I feel a
The
lot of
Epstein Palace, right?
energy of fear coming off them. When I was driving to the
Yeah.
polls this morning, I heard a radio commercial in Virginia on a regular old radio station that was insane. It was insane. It literally said, Democrats hate us and they want to kill us
Oh wow.
Yeah,
on the
that's what
fucking
they-
radio. Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
And this came from which organization? This came from the RNC or the official?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Winsome Sears fucking
Incredible.
crazy ass. So I mean, that to me does
Wow.
not sound like a confident party.
No, no.
That's such fear and desperation.
That's true.
Right. But fear and desperation, I am worried about those people doing a sit-in because there's nothing that the regime wants more than to be able to open fire on people
Yeah.
who are legally
Right.
assembling.
Right.
They,
And they've
they
removed-
will. Right. Well, I
They've
think
removed
that
all of the vendors that provide food and water around the
Right.
National Mall for about 2 or 3 blocks out. You can't find a fucking hot dog cart anymore in DC. So they've removed food and water. The only things that are open for that are owned by the Parks Department. The kiosk there on the National Mall, which they can close down at a phone call. And so it's very clear that DC is preparing for the long haul on both sides. On both sides.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Well-
with the idea of them hiring for parks services too as part of the hiring process with the some of those job listings from the beginning. I'll pull the website back up just to terrify everyone again. And Stephanie, I sent you a chat in our little chat. If you got
okay.
it. And I want to pull up this site again because
You wanted me to look those up?
No, I'm about to get them.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to make sure you didn't.
Oh, okay.
Website is
I don't have
And hold on. So let me pull
So
up this site.
while you do that, Writing Nook, yes, the Senate just voted against his tariffs, but it's absolutely meaningless because the House won't ever. And so Collins and Murkowski and Paul and Turtlehead, just get to look like they're doing something good, but they know nothing's going to happen from it. What is
This
Turtlehead's
is just
name
the
again?
Senate
McConnell.
voted?
Yeah, McConnell, Murkowski, Collins, and Paul broke the filibuster to stop all tariffs, but it's not.
Yeah.
useful.
Well, he's not supposed to have the power to inflict his bad business on the country. The president doesn't hold the purse strings, but what do I know? I'm just a little podcaster here, and the Johnson, the Speaker of the House, has completely abdicated the Article 1 branch of government to this effing tyrant, and it's just, and we're all being batted around like a cat toy by the whims of this thin-skinned moron. This moron who, you could lie all day long about what a wonderful businessman he is, but it doesn't make it true. So
Shane, that is awesome. Yes, crash the site. And the thing I was just going to say was, I don't know. I'll come back to it.
Just look at this. Just look at this image and the propaganda of it. It's not it's not a U.S. task force. It is not a American task force. It is not a constitutional task force. It is the president's DC task force. It is,
and we all know when that picture was taken. Remember when he said, "I'm going to go out in the streets tonight," and he went out for like 20 minutes and took some some pizza.
Mm-hmm.
It was a photo shoot. Every time they do this, it's just photo shoots. And
look at
this
it
looks
looks
like a video
like a
game.
fucking video game. Yeah, it looks like Call of Duty or some shit.
So I don't know those references because I don't know video games, but it also looks like a post-apocalyptic movie or, whatever you imagine if you're reading the apocalyptic books. I know what I was going to say is that even if he dies soon, which is a possibility, the real power really isn't, he wields power of his when he, decides things at the last minute and gets pissed off and, destroys a third of the White House. But Stephen Miller and Vogt and Besant. All of those people have a lot of power, and they're going to invest it in Vance. And all of Marco Rubio and Kirsten Noem, and did you guys read that they're all moving to military bases?
Yes.
Because
Interesting.
and kicking out the generals from the nice houses.
That's
Really?
fucked up.
Mhm.
That's fucked up. I'm so excited for all the new safe DC domains I own. Not I own, that a company that I work for owns or work with and owns. We're gonna have some great educational information coming out. So check us out. Check out soon a bunch of safedc dot something websites coming up that are very nice sounding and official. Like I didn't even buy the shitty ones like .xyz or stupid ones that nobody cares about.
Did they have .com available?
No, maybe yes. I think they did, but it was like $4,000,
Oh, yeah.
and I ain't got that money.
So what Shane is saying, and I think this might be our best as a community, one of our best tools, given
Shane, do you
that we're
want to come
kind of
on?
small. Let's find out if Shane wants to come on.
Yeah, Shane, if you want
Because
to come on, you're welcome to, brother.
while he thinks about it and or gets on, is the electronic warfare is flooding the zone with applications, with phone calls, with Ellie just posted the email addresses of two of the lawyers, I think, in the Epstein case. Like that is where we can, I think, make a difference in, small groups having outsized power.
And just reaching out to your congressman and senator, calling them today and being like, hey, what the fuck is this website that I'm seeing? What is this? What are you doing?
Exactly.
Don't you work there? You work in DC, right? Oh, I guess if you're a Republican, you fucking don't. But if you're you're there. What is this? How is this being released? And none of you seem to be either aware of it or particularly care.
And why isn't it on the media? What are they reporting on? The so-called liberal media. They're talking. I just looked in. They're talking about this is Halloween ideas, ramen cups, microwave.
Well, let's not let it's all corporate capture right now.
Exactly.
Oh my God. And you had Christy Noem this morning. Someone asked her if she's going to go easy because it's Halloween and there's going to be kids in costumes and, and
they're
she
going
said,
straight
no,
for
we're
the
going to
kids.
go harder.
Right.
Yeah, fuck them. That's fucking awful.
They're
Morning.
going to like
what's
trunk
up,
and
Shane?
treat thingies where kids go, like people come and bring candy to a parking lot.
Yeah.
They're going to go straight for those kinds of things with the kids right there.
It's sick what they're doing. So Shane, you were talking in the chat, and we also wanted to bring you on and get your ideas because we're transparent here, and we're going to do everything peacefully and patriotically. And that's what I will always maintain: is we are peaceful, we are patriotic, and we're going to do our patriotic duty to ensure the Constitution remains and stays alive against an anti-constitutional regime that is trying to destroy it. With that framing, welcome, Firebrand, Shane Urich.
Good to see you guys. This is something I've spent a lot of time, like months and months and months, figuring out how do you stop someone like this? And it's very simple. It's interference. It's making time is money. And they use these things like an email to recruit people. Okay. Things like this, information. We live in a time where, like, think about this. Okay. It's transitioning to AI. I was talking with Walter this morning. Okay. So Amazon wants to do AI. They want all their customer service through a chat bot. What if 100,000 people simultaneously posted 1,000-word prompt into their chat bot asking genuine customer service questions, and then their whole system explodes, all their NVIDIA chips fry, and there's a shortage of NVIDIA chips. Guess what? There are so many things you can do from your couch. You don't even have to get up. You could be sitting here with us right now. There is always a flip side of a mass transition to digital. And the flip side is it's entirely dependent on the workload these systems are capable of holding. These inboxes they do have a maximum capacity. Like there is a point where they have to go through and cull that email inbox if they want to recruit people and they have a full inbox, then they have to go and take the time to remove that. Also consider that if they're actually trying to recruit people and they actually want to see what these emails are, that means they have to read every single one to make sure they're not missing out on a candidate, which means that you have people probably sitting there for hours on end. It's really a matter of mobilization and direction. And those things can be done very easily. I posted their phone number and the info email in the chat for CBP recruitment. You know how much time it takes? Dude, you could literally go into I could go into Gemini, ask it to make a bogus email that would be even kind of at the beginning seem like it should be required, like it's valid. And then as it goes down, it just degrades into like something else. But time is money. And I was reading about these NVIDIA chips and how there's a shortage. The reason they laid off all of these people, it's not because they're getting rid of the job. It's because they need more chips. And the chips are getting more and more expensive. It has nothing to do with the jobs. And it has everything to do with the fact that they need more capital so they can buy more NVIDIA chips because they've already put all this money into AI. So they either double down on their investment or they don't. But things like this, if they have a big server room somewhere, guys, it's huge. And they're running all of these AI chatbots off of this big server room. It's like if you try and run a million Chrome tabs on your computer will like overheat and explode because there is a capacity. The internet is not infinite. Okay. Like there's servers, these are things that are dependent. Nick knows this more than anyone. This was like his job was to build these systems and these things exist. They're not invincible. In fact, the idea that they have all this power is entirely constructed because if everyone went target, you can't call anybody right anymore. Everyone knows you call someone and all you get is a machine. Now they want to get rid of those and send you to an automatic chat bot. The chat bot, sometimes you notice how it takes a lot of time or something big happens and then it's like taking forever to answer your question or it gets it wrong. It's not because it's dumb per se. It's because there's a lot of traffic. Servers on video games. Okay. I'm a young guy. There's a lot of people who want to play a video game at the same time. The servers will crash. This is something that happened with Call of Duty during COVID because so many people had nothing to do. They all went on Call of Duty at the same time and their servers went down. You can do that. You can engineer that very easily. It's not illegal to ask the Target chatbot a very simple, longly worded question about how they do their advertising policy, or can you tell me exactly what aisle each of these 80 items are in your store? There's nothing wrong with that. And if everyone asks that at the same time, what happens? That's a lot of money. And their thing goes down and their AI gets, totally overwhelmed. These are actions that everyone can take. Go ahead.
I think that this is I really think that focusing this way is a way we can make a difference. But also the consideration that AWS went down and the other servers that went down it's being sabotaged either from external actors or people within the United States. I have no idea, but maybe you guys know better. But, I agree with you, Shane. Like electronic warfare is where it's at for small groups. Yeah.
It's creative ways to fight back with the power that we have that are legal and constitutional and nonviolent.
Right.
And we can do all of these things easily. Like as a citizenry, if we do nothing wrong other than submit a single reform per person to one company all at once, like if 10,000, if our entire audience subscription based on all of our contributors and everybody who is watching right now, all 300 something people that are watching right now. if you all went to one website and all of our subscribers went to one website and within 10 minutes just sent one customer request email or one
Yes.
email to the government website asking what the fuck this is, or all of us send one set of emails or call one representative and senator at one time and just flood the zone. Somebody asked in the chat, Lefty Prof asked in the chat, she's a great friend. Thank you for the question, Lefty. Was, hold on, let me pull it up. Was
Daily Beans listeners have crashed a few sites. That's Allison. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was how can we her question was around how can we influence AI or can we influence AI? And my response is, as usual, is flood the zone with democracy, flood the zone with creativity, flood the zone with our ideas. Go out there and become a creator. Like Banner and Backbone is doing all of this work right now. Well, I'm doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I'm putting in a lot of work to try and get a lot of things moving forward for Banner and Backbone really quick, with everyone involved, with the team, and expanding our reach really quickly. Is like, if all of you did one collective thing with us, we're gonna start doing that again, or we're gonna start doing that, and we're gonna be working with the Senate America guys to start doing that. Is like an action item that you can do every day. And if we all did an action item at a set time every day, like that would make a difference. If you do a couple targeted action items at a set time each day, it takes what, 5 minutes to make a phone call or have an email. And if you already have a pre-built template that you just copy pasta, because it's a simple thing. Like I've already talked about doing this too, is because I was a software engineer, is we could build a simple website. We own some domain names that are really, really useful and really important. Is we could put that information out just like Five Calls does. Five Calls is a great example of citizen action that can be done, but we can do our own too. Like we don't have to rely just on Five Calls and what their petitions are. We can do more than one thing at one time. Like the pro-democracy side, if we flood the zone with information like this, that's how we unmask ICE agents. Like this is where the conversation started. Is on this website that we kept pulling up with safetydc.gov, is they're building a secret police that intermingles military, civilian, and police forces. And it fits really, really well too with the second chapter that we were talking about, which is the be reflective if you're armed. And that's specifically talking to if you're an officer in the forces, not one of us civilians being reflective when you're armed. It is important to always be reflective when you're armed, but it specifically talks about, like the opening quote is about the officers themselves, police force. But I want to read the first part of the sentence of the actual chapter, and then Shane, I see you want to jump in, and then Tara, I want you to get in and
Sure.
on this too. Is authoritarian regimes usually include a special riot police force whose task is to disperse citizens who seek to protest, and a secret state police force whose assignments include the murder of dissenters or other designated as enemies. I'm going to just stop it there. That's the first sentence. And with this, take two in context that Trump ordered all 50 state National Guards to have a riot response force.
No, fuck off.
By January.
As a public thing. So we have our first part, which is a special riot police force whose task is to disperse citizens who seek to protest, run by the National Guards of each state. And in red states, we're going to get smashed. And I hate when people say, you voted for this. No, the fuck I didn't. I didn't. Neither did 40% of Arkansas. Neither did almost like 44% of Missouri. Like a lot of people in these states did not vote for these things. And yes, I am glad. I'm not glad, but I'm okay with people who voted for this shit having it come back and hurt them. specifically, because they need to see the fucking impacts of what they're
Right.
doing, because it's hurting everybody else. The problem is those of us who didn't fucking vote for it, stop fucking telling us we voted for
Well,
this.
you didn't vote for that specifically, but
It's
And
like,
actually, the biggest block of voters were non-voters.
yeah.
like
So,
most
yeah.
people did not actively vote for this shit. That's what we need to be flipping the script on. And I heard it this morning too. I think it was on Dana and Lauren's show, or yours, Shane, just a little bit ago. It was yours, Shane, with Arturo and Walter talking about we need to target the block of voters who didn't vote and stop caring about the MAGA voters. Like, I don't care what MAGA thinks.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
care why the fuck did all those other people not vote? And now we have a secret police force and a public riot dispersal force being built. So thoughts on that, y'all?
Before I go, because I'm in the process of figuring out what the fuck Peter Thiel is doing with our drone program. So I gotta hop back into that. But I wanted to give you guys a really concrete example. People were asking in the chat of how what I was talking about can be done. I'm gonna give you guys a really good example. Okay, me, Nick, Melissa, we hop on a live stream. Okay, we all gather simultaneously. Okay, what is a great way to bring a bunch of people in a singular moment in the same place? We have a live stream here on Substack. Okay, everyone, we draft, for example, the message that I'm gonna use the Target example because Target has the most irritating AI like help thing. It's super, like all of these companies do, but we draft a message and we go ahead, we'll post it in the chat for you. And then we all navigate to the website. We can stream it on the screen. We can show you exactly where to go. And we go 3, 2, 1, submit. We don't need to pay you. You want to be here anyway. You already hate the government. You hate Target. They're raising prices. They're firing employees. It's that simple. We could do it to Amazon. And like I said, they're firing people because AWS has a chip shortage. And like Nick said, 300 people is enough to give them a hard time. Like their systems are not built for like a massive
I got to take a call, guys. I'll be
Okay.
of like information in here. So, it does seem overwhelming. Like, oh my God, how do you do that? It's not. We could do it anytime. It's just, and there's 329 people here. That's enough.
Hey, Shane,
We're
I
gonna
think
do
we
that.
should do it on Thursday. We should do one on our live on Thursday and everybody do it at the same time.
Yeah, I love this idea. Banner and Backbone can present either daily or weekly. We'll start weekly for this week so that we can get it up and running, and then we'll see if we can get it up to daily.
And we don't have
Definitely,
to
if you wanna be
spend
a
an
part of this.
hour. Yeah, I would love to.
Be the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just takes
Or
5
even
minutes.
just we're all on live at some point. We could just do, or we could do like 5, like your moment of Zen, right? Just at the same time every day. A couple of us get on a particular live stream to do an
Yeah.
action.
Well, we could do like a 15-minute Banner and Backbone action special every day. And that's just tell you, here's what you need to do. Here's how we're going to do it. Here's a predefined thing. Everybody go to the site right now. Just like you said, Shane, I put it into the chat through our moderator of Banner and Backbone is Shane is the best at coordinated, organized, peaceful resistance. Like that is what Shane does. Shane is great at engaging you and getting everyone to do online coordinated free resistance very quickly. It's free to us, not to them. It's not free. We're punishing the companies that are doing the shitty things. Like on top of Amazon, like being shitty for a while now, they just laid off 30-something thousand employees and said it was because of like culture, and all of these companies are removing people who don't agree with what they're doing and how they're going about it. And they're making a poor populace that the only option that they're going to have here soon is simple factory work.
So
Yeah, it's
I
fucked
just
up.
wanted to provide that because, like, it's like, well, how do you do that? We're so powerful, guys. We're so powerful. It's not a matter of, and like, imagine how powerful you feel when you see real time what happens. And like, if you pull, let's see, there's five of us here, okay, and I'm not even on this live. I'm just here in the chat, so I'm not streaming this. But if you put together, 8 people, okay, and Substack does this now, it will consolidate all of the viewers into one live. You could easily get up to 500-600 people. We've done it. We've
I
done
mean,
it
yeah,
before.
that's what we're doing right now. Is we got 340 people here right now.
So action is possible. We already did it. I've seen it work because we did this while they were tearing down the White House. Me and the Firebrands, real time. We shut down McCreary Architecture's phones. We flooded their inbox. We've done it. I've done it. I can tell you that this works. So, let's go and do it. I'm sure, me and Melissa and Nick and Stephanie and Tara. Is it Tara or Tara?
Tara's fine.
Tara.
Doesn't matter.
It's important that I pronounce people's names correctly.
You're
one of my
good.
things. So anyway, I'm gonna go dig up some dirt on Peter Thiel, but you guys keep doing what you're doing.
Always, brother.
And
Thanks for
it was
joining
good
for
to
a
talk
little
to you guys.
Nice seeing you, Shane.
Pleasure.
Hi, Shane.
Yeah, and we're actually getting right at the top of the half-hour mark, which is perfect timing for this conversation. So let's wrap through everybody here real quick on who you are, how people can support you, and where they can find you. I'm going to promote Shane just for a second. And get me some QR codes up. So first, join the network, join Banner and Backbone. We need your support. We absolutely do need your support, free or paid. If you want it, free is the best, simple, easy way to get involved. It really helps us. It grows the network. It makes sure we have the funds and the ability to do these shows and host them every week and get you guys out there. That being said, free is super awesome because it gets our visibility up and really helps the network itself. But we also have our great contributors who are with us today. And I'm going to do the two who left before I get into everybody here and how you can support them. First, we're going to do Chris Goldsmith. He is the producer of On Offense with Chris Goldsmith. He is also a host on the Find Out podcast. And they do some incredible content. They are male focused in a lot of their content, but it is really nice to have that type of focus for a lot of us men. And they just put out great shows and interviews. I don't always agree with everything they say, but I also really appreciate all the work they're doing. They're kicking butt, and they're doing things the right way. They're trying to really promote small contributors and small networks and friends of the shows. They're doing the hard work. And I see there was a question in the chat that may have got buzzed by. I'm going to also save the chat today for everyone so that we can look back and see if we can address any of the questions, and I'll share them with the group so everybody has access and can read through, and if they want to be able in our panel group, so we can all make sure that we get some questions addressed and maybe some written up for next show. Next, we have our friend Shane Urick, the Firebrand Project, great friend of the show. You all know him, love him. He's incredible. As quoted by Dean Blundell, one of the best writers, one of the best new young writers out there on Substack. Gave him that amazing praise on our show earlier this week. So go follow and support Shane. And then next we have, let me find her. There you are.
Oh,
Is on our
me.
bottom right corner.
Little old me. Hi, everyone. Tonight, Nick is going to be on the show at this 8:30 p.m. Tara Buster. We meet every Friday night at 8:30 on the Tara Buster YouTube channel and the Political Voices Substack. There's also, so if you can, please join us tonight. But also, if you could subscribe to my Substack, that'd be great. free or paid, and anything helps. And also there, I don't know, Political Voices Network right there. I'm going to have another show on Political Voices Network. It's going to start on November 11th on a Tuesday, trying to do more shows. But the more support we get, the as everyone knows, then we'll be able to do more shows. That's how it is. I work as a freelancer. I'm feeling it like everyone else, and it's a very stressful time. But we got to keep the lights on in Tara Buster Studios. So, you know, it's there's only so many hours in the day, and but yeah, unfortunately, you can't fight fascism part time. It seems nowadays. So all the help we can get is really appreciated, and we're in this together. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Tara. Thank you for joining us today. Always appreciate you.
Thank you.
So that's me, freedom over fascism, guys. I now have a show Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 1 Eastern, except this next Wednesday, I'm going to do an AMA or something because I'm on Blue Amp Media at 2 on Wednesday. And I got some great guests coming. Nick, I just haven't scheduled you. Tara, like we got some great context building people, because I think that's what I can provide is instead of just breaking news, some context. So you can find me at freedomoverfascism.us. That takes you straight to my Substack. And I got a lot of great conversations on there. And I have a new article that's going to come out tomorrow about how we talk about what's going on right now.
That's awesome.
And free and paid subscriptions are always wanted. And I know money is tight. So, but anything you can give, lets me do more. Yeah.
Appreciate it, Stephanie. Thank you so much. And I appreciate always hanging out with you.
Yeah, I do too.
And Melissa, how about you, my friend?
Oh, I'm just going to encourage everyone to share. I'm going to drop it in the chat one more time. If everybody in this chat just goes on whatever social they want on Substack or any other social media, share that website that we saw today. I want as many Americans as possible to view that website that we just viewed together, so they can understand what type of state we're in right now. I'm totally still blown away by this website. Still, holy shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a foot spasm. I almost kicked over my intestine.
Yeah. Everyone should call their representatives and senators to say what is going on. You know, join the president's DC task force. The Praetorian Guard? Is this
my
what we're
congresswoman
doing
is the freaking whip, and you hear almost nothing from her.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's garbage. It's garbage. And you know what? I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah.
So that's my main publication. I'm Nick Perro, for anyone who doesn't know who I am. I run Sick of This Shit Publications. I'm also co-founder here at Banner and Backbone. But if you can support my my personal pub, that would be great. That's where I do a lot of my work around chronic illness and health focus with vet related, just my background. I use my background to just talk about everything in my daily life and how it impacts me and what I think we can do to be engaged and how to help and build a community. But I'm sick of this shit. So I wanted to start now doing this shit, which was Banner and Backbone, which is where we started this network. So if you can help me on Sick of This Shit Pub, I've got an 80% off sale until the end of today. If you want to join for your first year, 80% off. Y'all helped me get up to number 58 on the rising list on US politics today, which is freaking cool. Thank you so much. Please help me continue to grow and get higher on that list. Those are based on paid subs, but free subs also help. I finally hit over 5,200 this week, and I'm growing rapidly. So come help me grow there. And then again, please help Banner and Backbone itself. Come join us here on the network, free, paid. Just help spread the word. And and get the message out, because there's so much going on. And one of the things, like we said, we're going to start using our power and our microphone that we have for targeted action and actionable things that you can do together and you can do with us. And we're going to use our platform as a vehicle for good and for change and for flooding the zone with democracy. So thank you, everyone. Have a safe Halloween. And I mean that seriously. Have a safe Halloween this year. Keep yourself and your children safe, but go have fun while you're doing it. Like, let your kids go have a blast. My kids are going to have a freaking awesome night tonight. Halloween. I love Halloween, but I'm also so excited to see Terror Busters.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Do you want to do another day?
No, it's okay. It's okay. I like giving out candy from home, so I'll be home anyways. And by the time your show starts, our community is basically done, because
Okay.
it's sundown and it's dark, and
Yeah.
that's when the demons come out, and
Yeah,
Arkansas is
that's
when the
true.
sun goes down. So
When all
all
the
those good-
Republicans come out. So yeah.
all those
Stephen
blacked out
Miller.
American flag flying
Uh-huh.
Americans who that have signs that basically say, "Don't let your kids come near me." Yeah, those type of people.
Stephen Miller and his wife,
Yeah, my Halloween wish is that Stephen Miller crawls back into RFK's brain, just the
right.
brain, and just lets us go.
Just starts eating the rest of the brain there. Yeah.
Because he's just the brainworm that came out and turned into a human.
Ugh. They're all horrible and awful.
Well, everybody, on that lovely note, we will be back next week. We are here every Friday at 12:30 Eastern. And I did see one of the notes, at least in the chat, was I will start putting together a weekly show post on Banner and Backbone that connects all of our networks too, that shows if you have a show on it and you are a contributor to Banner and Backbone, you can put your info on there and make basically a big ass schedule that everybody can see and is easy to follow. And we'll make sure you guys have links and everything set up so that it's simple. We want to make it simple for everyone to engage and for us to engage. So thank you for that question. Happy Halloween, everyone. And have a good rest of your Friday if you can. We will keep you up to date on news that comes out, so you don't have to worry about looking into it, and you can save your mental health while we destroy ours.
Stress. I have to take some blood pressure pills now. Thank you.
It's okay. It's okay. We all have groups and friends that we're making out of this, so we're building our community too, and you are all part of it. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you for the almost 400 people that are here now.
Wow.
And tons of people on all the networks. We are on Substack, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch. So have a great day, everyone. We've been streaming on multiple platforms, multiple channels, and yeah, go Blue Jays. Go Jays.
My heart
broke when I had to say that. I'm a Red Sox fan.
Oh, I'm a Sox fan now, but I grew up a Dodger fan. But the Blue Jays, it's kind of a little heartbreaking. But
anybody have quick time for a story time before we go? I'll give a cute story about. So when I was a kid, I've always been a Red Sox fan. It was the year that the Yankees and the Red Sox were in the pennant race together, and the year
03.
Yeah, when Boston broke the curse.
Yeah, you were a freaking. No, it's important that they broke the curse, and I was like a real grown up by then.
I was 13 in 03, and I remember we were watching the game in my parents' room. All of us as a family, we had the TV on. We were laying in the bed. I was facing the TV watching. We had a cat who stayed in our upstairs because the dog downstairs wanted to eat her. And the cat was an asshole. It was just like the biggest asshole. Aww. Me and this cat did not get along. But this cat thought we were all gone because it was quiet in the house. We were all in the bedroom. The dog was on the bed too. Cat comes downstairs, jumps on the bed, We're like in the middle of the game. Boston is winning. This is when Boston started its comeback and just swept. Like this was the first game that Boston won and started the sweep. And like
God, I
the
totally
rest
remember
of
that
it.
game.
And the cat jumps on the bed, comes face to face with the dog, and it took them a second before they realized who each other was, and they launched backwards like out of the room, and my cat had to jump probably 10 feet up to get over a railing. We had a gate on our staircase going up. It's a spiral staircase made out of wood, not very easy to get up. She jumped from floor fucking 10 feet up over this damn thing and peed the entire way through
Oh, poor
as she
thing.
was going.
Because she
Poor
was
cat.
pissed.
Poor
yeah,
thing.
literally pissed off and just launched herself. And the dog
Aw.
was so mad because he was like, I can't get the cat. I can't get the cat. I can't go upstairs. But yeah, that was my Fun Friday story. Thank you for making me remember that. So everybody, on a great note, have a great Halloween. Enjoy your kids. Enjoy handing out candy, getting candy, eating and borrowing candy, getting the mom and dad tax, the parent tax. I love y'all. Have a great day. Enjoy the Friday. Thank you, everybody. Ooh, I
Thank
get
you.
to do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it working? Come on, come on, come on.
Come on, Stephanie.
Oh, is that?
More heart on the
You
bottom.
never
More
get it.
heart shape on the bottom.
I can't do it. My hands don't go that
It's
way.
not working. Ah, there we go.
There we go.
What, you do
Stephanie
that
got
and
it.
then oh, shit.
Yeah, it's a Mac thing.
Can't.
You have to enable the
Oh,
emoji,
all right.
the emojis.
There's
You
too
can do
many.
that too.
Too many bells and whistles.
Apparently, we
Thank
are.
you, everyone. Have a great day. We'll figure
Bye.
this out behind the scenes, but everybody
Yes.
have a great day.